Hey everyone, welcome to Fortnite Quests. This is the week 11 weekly quest, and this video will cover how to complete all 5. First up is damage opponents from above 500 in total, and there are a number of ways to do this. You can of course run about, jump at people and shoot them while you're still in the air with a shotgun. If it isn't counting, it's because you are on the ground or you are not high enough for it to count. Or the other ways you can do is get yourself to an elevated position and shoot at a player or a boss. What I am doing here is landing down in Freaky Fields in the hope that there will be a lot of players running around, or as you can see in the top right HUD, I'm looking for that white skull with the crown on it for a boss. And I'm going to get myself better weapons than a chainsaw, because that's not going to help me very much in this one. At least get myself a rifle, jump onto one of these buildings here, and hopefully either pick off some players or the boss when they're getting around. You can hear some gunfire, which means someone has already engaged with the boss. We've got ourselves a nice little rifle there with some ammunition, should be enough for this one. We're just going to jump up onto the shed and see what we can find. There is the Mother of Thorns, and you can see a player just in the distance there. So she has stepped out. Let's get a couple of headshots in, and that is our 500 damage done. Bosses are really good for this just simply because they have high shield as well as health too. Or as I say, go after the players. It's entirely up to you. Eliminate players at night, 3 players. Best way to do this is land in one of the locations, which is the haunted areas. So Freaky Fields, creepy camps, stuff like that. Places that turn day to night, which means every time you kill a player in those locations, it will count towards this one. Freaky Fields is always hoaching with players every time I land here. So there is perfect opportunity to gank players when they are fighting other people, or just to find them and take them out yourself. Entirely up to you how you want to do it. But Freaky Fields is always pretty busy. Creepy camp, occasionally I find there's 1 or 2 players there. Sometimes I land and there's no one, but Freaky Fields usually has a higher amount of players. Damage opponents with common or uncommon weapons, which means grey or green. 200 damage in total. This one triggered for me just by doing the first quest in this one by taking out a boss. If you happen to get to a boss location, or any location for that matter, you will find that there will be loads of grey or green weapons lying around. It really is just a case of picking them up and using them on players or bosses. Bosses are going to be ideal simply because they will have full health and shield, and that's a lot more than the 200, so you would get it done very quickly. As you can see it pop in there long before I even managed to get the 500 done to complete the first quest. But as it says, opponents, as I said, players or bosses. Visit Freaky Fields and Gourdy Gate in a single match. So you're going to have to visit both of these locations for it to count. So the easiest way to do this is to land at Gourdy Gate. Area off to the right hand side where you will find Nightmare Meowskulls walking around. There is usually a vehicle there. I think there's sometimes a vehicle at the other car park at the other end of this area as well. Land, jump into it, and then drive straight towards Freaky Fields. We will speed up that journey because otherwise they'll be in a couple of minutes, because I kind of engaged with another player, and for some reason my car just wasn't going very fast either, which was really strange. It slows down quite a wee bit just around that bit there. But once we kind of get here, just drive it straight into Freaky Fields. Hopefully you wouldn't have to deal with another player like I have here, but literally as soon as you hit Freaky Fields, it will trigger the completion, which will pop in just a second, and that will be that one done. It's relatively easy, but the quickest way: land at Gourdy Gates, grab that vehicle, drive all the way down. Search containers in named locations. 10 containers need to be opened. 17 named places on the map. Any 17 of those locations will do nicely. As it says containers, it means produce boxes, ammo crates, and chests. So there are a number of ways of doing it. Just get yourself into those locations. Move within the storm. Do it when the storm comes in, right at the start of a game if you need to. I tend to find places like Utopia City, Freaky Fields is really good, and the big OXR base usually has a lot of chests and ammo crates as well as produce boxes kicking around. Just makes it a lot easier than going to some of the smaller named locations and trying to open up maybe 3 or 4 items there. But do it as many times as you need to get this one done. That is the video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel, share it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.